Welcome, everybody. This is the Content Squad weekly training webinar series. We're glad that you've jumped on the call today. My name is Wayne Cox. I'm part of the team here at the Content Squad, and we've prepared a training session today. It's going to be pretty fast-paced. It's all about inbound versus outbound marketing, and those words may not mean anything yet, but hopefully by the time we're done, they'll mean just a little bit more than they do now. So if you were a part of last week's webinar, then you'll know that I like to talk big picture quite a bit. I've been accused of being up in the sky, kind of pie in the sky thinking, and maybe I deserve that accusation. This week we're going to talk about some more statistics. We're going to talk about some high-level overview of the online world in which we live and do business. But I want to start with a really practical question, and just to show that I can be practical and on the ground. And the very practical question, maybe it's the most practical question, and it's: how are you growing your business? How are you spreading the message of your organization? If I was to say the question a different way, maybe I say, how are you generating leads? How are you keeping the top of the sales funnel full? For many business leaders and marketers, the answer to that question is some mix of the following things: trade shows, email blasts to purchase lists, internal cold calling, outsourced telemarketing, radio, TV, yellow page advertising, maybe even a seminar series. And today we're going to talk about all of those things and that overall approach to growing your business. When I talk with the team here at the Content Squad and we discuss just ideas and talk about the best ways to communicate and amplify our clients' messages, we talk about those kind of tactics as outbound marketing. Outbound marketing is when a business pushes its message out far and wide, hoping it resonates. The chief marketing officer of McDonald's called this advertising to the many in hopes of persuading the few. And so really what I want to do today is start a conversation, maybe get you thinking. I really hope to spark something in your imagination and maybe a conversation at your workplace, and encourage you to see the new realities of our digital world and what all that means for how you grow your business. Last week we talked all about the scope of our online connected digital world, and so I'm not going to go into all of those details that we looked at last week. If you want to see the slides from any past webinar, you can always go to our website, and I'd encourage you maybe to go back and look at just some of those mind-blowing statistics that we looked at last week. But let's just look at a few things. Did you know that more than 3/4 of all U.S. adults are online? And 1/3 of U.S. consumers spend more than 3 hours online every day. 52% of adults in our country are on Facebook. 93% of marketers use social media for business. 10.3 billion searches are made on Google every month. 78% of internet users search for products and services online. So just look at those last two, if nothing else. In the time that it took me to read those stats, by the way, 12 people just joined LinkedIn. I think Danielle Sachs said it best. The internet has turned what used to be a controlled, one-way message into real-time dialogue with millions. And so this is the first point. Outbound marketing and all of the different methods that I talked about, this is a controlled, one-way stream of communication. Outbound marketing is based on a world in which the audience had limited choices and would, for the most part, subject themselves to interruptions. But that world is gone. There are 300 million U.S. citizens. 200 million of them are on the FTC's Do Not Call list. 86% of people say they have skipped or fast-forwarded through a television ad. 44% of direct mail is never opened. In 2010, there was a 46% decline in trade show spending. and 84% of adults aged 25 to 34 have left a website because of intrusive or irrelevant advertising. Outbound marketing is not only becoming less and less cost efficient, it's also becoming the reason people will tune out your brand. Consumers in our information-driven world are in control, and if your marketing strategy assumes you are in control, you've got to think again. Craig Davis said that audiences everywhere are tough, and I know that that resonates with many of you on this call. They don't have time to be bored or browbeaten by orthodox, old-fashioned advertising. We need to stop interrupting what people are interested in and be what people are interested in. We live in an information-driven economy in which consumers are in the driver's seat. Therefore, our message has to be something they choose to read, to view, to hear, or even better, to interact with. And so today is maybe about more than anything transforming your marketing. We've talked about outbound marketing. Let's talk about inbound marketing. Inbound marketing, according to Wikipedia, is any marketing tactic that relies on earning people's interest instead of buying it. And by the way, inbound marketing is going to be the key to that transformation if we go forward. I want to add something to Wikipedia's definition. I want to add a very simple word, and it's the word trust. Earning the trust of your audience is going to be key to getting the permission that you'll need to tell your story with them. Permission marketing is the privilege of joining in that real-time dialogue. Remember that we talked about earlier? Instead of the one-way discourse, that real-time dialogue. And the key to that is trust and permission. It's no longer a business's right to interrupt the consumer in the information age. So inbound marketing is about creating and delivering relevant, remarkable, anticipated messages to people who actually want to get them. Inbound marketing operates in the reality that the best consumers have the power to ignore marketing altogether. Inbound marketing understands that before the first dollar is transacted, a very important commodity must be given to your business, and that's attention. The consumer's attention, the attention of your audience, is a valuable thing. So we talk about communicating and amplifying your message. I want to go back and repeat this, what I hope that you're still seeing on the screen there. That inbound marketing is about creating and delivering relevant, remarkable, and anticipated messages to people who actually want to get them. So what does creating and delivering content look like? A few more statistics. 1/3 of U.S. companies now use blogs for marketing purposes. Companies that blog get 55% more website visitors. And for these next few slides, I've borrowed some research from the marketing company HubSpot. Business-to-business marketers are shifting their budgets, and this is based on a report done in 2010, and so the numbers as they start to come out from 2011 are going to continue this trend even more so. But B2B marketers are shifting their budgets toward inbound marketing. So things like social media, virtual events or webinars, search engine optimization, these are the things where increased investment is happening among B2B marketers. So that was the trend in 2010, and 2011 did nothing but forward that. And so you can see things like direct mail and trade shows on this chart, print advertising, telemarketing, all of them decreasing, all of them lower. More than half of marketers increased their inbound marketing budget in 2011. 54% of marketers in the U.S. increased their inbound marketing budget last year. The average budget spent on company blogs and social media has nearly doubled in 2 years. So from 2009 to the end of 2011, the average budget spent on company blogs has doubled. So the approach has been around for a while. It's been around long enough for us to ask a question. Does it work? Is it just the latest fad? Will it be gone tomorrow? And in asking that question, I know many of you on this call are going to the question, what's the bottom line? That's the question. Does it work? What's the bottom line? And so let's look at a little bit of a comparison here. After all, we titled this webinar Inbound versus Outbound Marketing. So let's have a little bit of a showdown here. We'll do the Super Bowl a couple weeks early. How do the two stack up? Well, inbound marketing costs 62% less per lead. And that right there, we could maybe end the webinar. Just that slide, everyone take that home, mull it over, figure out what we're going to do. What an amazing, amazing stat to think about. Inbound marketing tactics don't just generate leads, they generate revenue. So in a survey among business leaders in the United States, our company has acquired a customer through this channel. And you look at the bottom there, our company blog, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all of them have acquired, at a 50% clip, just about on average. 50% of businesses in the U.S. have acquired a customer through those channels. 3 out of 4 inbound marketing channels cost less than any other outbound channel. Blogs, social media, SEO, all of them below average. Telemarketing, direct mail, trade shows, and then you also see pay-per-click, which is considered an inbound tactic, but still, if you ask me, a little bit more interrupting than permission-based. Outbound marketing costs more. Just another way of saying the same thing. Trade shows, direct mail, telemarketing, all of them cost more than having a blog, telling relevant stories through social media, using SEO in your website strategy. So I want to close our time today by kind of going deeper on a few of those numbers that we saw on the slides. Sometimes charts and graphs are helpful. Sometimes we need to say it a different way. 67% of B2C companies and 41% of B2B companies have acquired a customer through Facebook. 57% of businesses have acquired a customer through their company blog. 42% have acquired a customer through Twitter. Now, you know what I think all of those numbers do for us? I think they provide a pretty challenging answer to that question I began today with. How are you growing your business? See, this is the transformation, because the solution to filling the sales funnel is no longer about outbound interruptions. It's about inbound relationship building. Building trust happens as you create and deliver to your audience relevant, remarkable, anticipated messages to people who actually want to get them. Sharing content and building trust, positioning yourself as a trustworthy, as an expert in your field. So in the next few weeks, during this webinar training, we're going to be sharing with you some of the keys to building an inbound marketing strategy. And I know some of you, most of you on the call today, you have an outbound strategy still in place. And so that outbound strategy needs to be integrated and work with an inbound strategy. But I hope that you've seen from just the numbers that reveal the kind of world that we live in, that an inbound strategy is the way to go. And so we're going to be talking about specifics, details on building that strategy. Inbound marketing is really a holistic, integrated strategy. There's no one activity that's the silver bullet. If you get your Facebook company page up, that's not the key to life. If you get your blog up and running, that's not the only thing. It's all of these things: social media and search engine optimization and your blog and creating relevant content to give away to your customers. All of these things and more integrate together to create an inbound marketing strategy.